the Lockpicker 1969 and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd do a short little video for you today. Taking one of these, it's a cheap little less than $8 4-pin padlock from Walmart. This aluminum padlock, hyper tough, and not much to pick, but it would seem that it has some potential to be turned into a repinnable lock. Not the best spring in the world, but it is convertible with using some set screws or grub screws, and tapping the chambers. But thought I'd go through the process of actually taking this lock apart and going through the process of converting it to a repinnable lock. One of the first things to note, you're going to have to get this plastic case off of the lock. So that being said, I think the first thing we'll do is get this lock out of this case, out of this plastic, and pull it out. And we will, first I want to show that the lock works, so we'll go ahead and take this off real quick. So, working lock, put the keys aside. A couple things I want to point out here before I dig in. These locks, they looked a lot like master lock keys to me, so I tried it out, and sure enough, an M1 master lock key blank fits nicely into here just fine. So when we do turn it into a repinnable lock, you could easily make your own keys and repin this with some caution and some patience. So first things first, try and pry this case off of here. Actually, I'm going to open this to make it easier to hold. So I'm trying to remove the case that way. There we go. It slides right off. Put that over there. Next thing we're going to do is there's a piece here that is essentially holding everything in, the springs, all of that. So I'm going to put this over here. We'll move this other lock that I already did out of the way. Pull out a pinning tray, and essentially we're going to get this open here. I'm just going to use a pick here to just slowly and carefully, if you look through this hole for the shackle, this part here is exposed, and you can actually push it up to help expose. Come on. This one's being stubborn, of course, for the camera. You want to get it from this side first and peel it that way. That way you can carefully make sure the springs and pins don't go all springing all over on you. So let me try and get this pried up here. Just not wanting to budge though. There we go. Now it's coming loose. So first thing we want to do is get the hook underneath here a little bit, start prying this up a tad, very carefully raising this up, and then we'll start peeling this back very slowly.
Motion detected at your front door.
Sorry, apparently someone's at my front door. And there you go. So you can easily gut this. We'll just start with the springs first. Doesn't matter what order they come out in. And the last spring, there we go. Oop. Almost went shooting across the room. So, first thing I'll do is I'm going to take out the pins in chamber 1. Come on. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. That's one. And that is the key pin. That's why I don't want to come out. They're a little bit lubricated, maybe over lubricated, but there's the pin 1. Let's get pin 2. Wow, this is a really lubricated lock, but we'll get it. The second key pin. Third. Get that. And we'll get that. And the last chamber. And now we have a gutted lock. Next step is going to be to work on threading these chambers. Okay, so the next step is to tap these. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't disrupt the pins. So essentially what I'm using, a threading tap, it's a 6NC32. I wrote it down for you. And then I'm using these set screws that I got from Bolt Depot. Buy them by the 1,000. But these are the number 632 by 1/8 inch. So I'll be using those to put in as grub screws. So I'll start by, got a bunch of them in this here. Side, so let's start tapping. Just go straight into the hole, start giving it a turn, trying to keep this straight. Until it grabs. There we go. Just give it a few turns, doesn't need to go in too deep, and then I'll go into the next one. Come on, grab. There we go. Take that out. Blow it out. Next one. Come on. And last but not least, fourth chamber. Come on. There want to test. Now, normally if I was doing this, I would take something and essentially clean out these, but this is just for demo purposes anyhow. So I'm going to throw some grub screws in there just to show that they all sink in there nicely, and then we'll put this lock back together. There's one. Two. Could I have any more devices make noises while I'm recording? And 3. And 4. Now, one of the questions that came up in the forums before I attempted this was whether or not the springs were going to be too long, and I can tell you that they are not too long. And there you go. 4 grub screws, all in place. I will cut the video for a moment and resume, and once I take these out, and we can repin this lock and then test it. So we got all the grub screws out. Let's go ahead and put this lock back together again. First things first, since all of these driver pins are essentially just standard pins, we'll put these back in, the key pins first. Make sure we got this one the right way. And we'll put in driver pins. And the springs. And now we'll put the grub screws in. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. And we'll give the key a try here. Looks good. We'll close this up and test it out. There you go. Now, I want to point out that the pins for this lock also, in addition to being able to use the M1 key blank from Master Lock, you can also use the Master Lock security pin. So you can drop some spools, you can drop some serrateds in here for both the key and the driver pins. So this could make a very nice little practice lock. So hope you enjoyed watching, And if you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not a subscriber yet, please, by all means, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications all, and learn about new content, new giveaways, and about when I do drawings for the giveaways. Thank you for watching.